A remarkable election has taken place in Bihar where the crackers were burst at 8:45 at the BJP headquarters. 2 hours later, all the patakas are being burst at Lalu, Prasad and Nitish Kumar's office. We're going to play those images, but as I speak about those images, we're also going to be looking at the national implications of this election. Because remember, this election will have important national implications with a winter session of Parliament starting in just about 2 weeks. But just to give you a sense of how the division has taken place in Bihar, the large parts of Magad, of Mithila, in the heart of Bihar, would I be right, Ajit, in calling this old Bihar? Which, you know, the Bihar which threw up all the chief ministers, all the big satraps of the Congress.
And the bastion of the Congress.
Has that returned? Could I call this, in a sense, is this the return of Mandal? In a way, or is this a return of a new kind of politics where simply the arithmetic was too powerful for the BJP, well, just the arithmetic?
The Mandal has certainly eaten the Kamandal in Bihar.
Absolutely.
I mean, the Mandal has posed the biggest challenge to Kamandal. It's not Congress today which is the biggest challenge for the BJP, but it's this new force under Nitish Kumar, Lalu Prasad Yadav, the old sort of what you can call the Mandal politics.
Social justice.
The social justice movement.
Are you saying therefore, therefore, it's interesting that, you know, there's this battle between caste and faith, and I'll bring you in Dipankar on this, you know, that religious polarization was talked about particularly in the last phase, Dadri, cow slaughter, you know, is this going to polarize, Darbhanga model, Darbhanga, and I'm getting the lead, Darbhanga, the JDU is doing well. The Prime Minister goes to Darbhanga and speaks of the Darbhanga module and the fact that Muslims are linked to terror. The people, and I saw this, don't want any of this rhetoric.
And that was the biggest rally of the Prime Minister.
Are you getting a sense that maybe that kind of polarization has also reached its limits? Maybe in Bihar is exceptional because of Mandal politics, but will the BJP, for example, in UP, learn a lesson that you can't play this politics beyond a point?
You see, they should have learned this lesson long back, but politicians are very slow to learn lessons in general. But what you said with Darbhanga is very interesting. But I remember Ajit telling us earlier how a large number of Jhas are going to vote this time for the JDU. And that tells you very clearly that the caste equation that we have talked about for so many decades will not work. Now when we talk about Muslim-Hindu differences, what we must pay attention to is where is it happening? What kind of intensity is it over there? Now a place like Darbhanga, for example, it would be very silly for Muslims to join up with Owaisi or anybody else. They would naturally go towards JDU, in my view.
And the challenge therefore in a UP context is Mulayam has to prove his credibility. Nitish is seen as more credible, maybe because there is a lack, and that's what happened in the general elections. Modi was seen as more credible than what Rahul had to offer.
Nitish is the umbrella under which all these people are finding the position.
That's an interesting way to put it.
Very much like the Congress was once upon a time.
And whether Mayawati can play the Nitish role in UP, we don't know. I just want to go to GVL Narasimha Rao. GVL, you know, you were with us 2 hours ago and you're an experienced cephalogist. And I had warned you then, don't smile prematurely, and you are honest enough to accept that. It appears that for once, you know, the BJP celebrated too early. Is there a lesson there somewhere that maybe right through this election, even as Veer was saying in September, there was a feeling the BJP thought it was a done deal. As the election started, you had a wake-up call. And today is the final wake-up call.
Rajdeep, that question was for me, right?
Yes, absolutely. Only for you,
okay.
sir.
Okay. Rajdeep, I think I was honest enough in the morning to say that it's a little too premature, because as I told you in the morning, this election was loaded against us. It's as an arithmetic. It's actually, to me, honestly, it's a defeat of the arithmetic, because if you add up the votes of the three parties, the JDU and the RJD Congress combined, which fought these elections in 2014, their votes added up to nearly 45%.
Exactly. So that's exactly it, sir. DVL, isn't that the fear that once these parties realize it, that once they realize arithmetic matters, they will start coming together? Who knows what they'll do in UP tomorrow? I mean, is there a fear of a grand anti-Modi alliance being the only way to defeat Narendra Modi? Does that worry you as a BJP strategist, that the arithmetic was with the other side? Therefore, you can't rely on the chemistry of the Prime Minister who did 30 rallies. You can't put all your eggs in Mr. Modi's basket. It's not fair on him.
But Rajdeep, I think he's the best bet that the BJP has. I think today we are emerging as the single largest party in Bihar, a state where the BJP was never a preeminent party.
Sir, I
Today we
concede
are-
that. I
Okay.
concede that.
So-
But
no,
I'm asking you, is it fair? Not what you will do is what Indira Gandhi then did to the Congress. You will destroy the local leadership. Think of a poor Sushil Modi today. Where is he? Na ghar ka, na ghat ka.
No,
that's
no.
my point. Where is your local leadership?
No,
You make a
Rajdeep-
Manohar Lal Khattar. Do you know what is happening in Haryana? The unit wants to revolt because the Prime Minister appointed him. My point is that a lesson, sir, that you might want
No.
to learn? You can't
No.
put all your eggs in poor Narendra Modi ji's basket.
No, I think that's a very wrong conclusion to arrive at from this outcome. I think if you look at the Lok Sabha performance, the Gathbandhan had nearly 145 seats lead.
Right.
And they are still not touching that mark. They are still 10 seats behind that. So obviously the arithmetic is going to be a challenge. But I don't see a Bihar happening in Uttar Pradesh. And in fact, the Congress is a drag on this alliance. You look at the Congress's performance on your screen, they are leading only in 13 seats. I think it's a drag. And if there is no question of anyone
one
touching
minute.
the Congress
No,
with
GVL.
a barge pole.
No, I want to bring in Ashok. Ashok, you're hearing this. Is this a worry that maybe the BJP needs to, you see, you're putting in every election the focus on Mr. Modi. Will that have to
I
change?
think it has to change. There are 2 points
Yes.
I want to make. One, if the Gathbandhan had fought together in 2014, the BJP would have stopped at 92 seats, assembly segments, sorry.
Yes.
Okay. So the BJP hasn't gained at all, despite a huge high-octane campaign, lots of resources, carpet bombing, it hasn't gained at all. That calls for introspection.
Yes.
Second, after 2004, in the first decade of the 21st century, the BJP threw up a lot of regional leaders. Mr. Modi himself, Vasundhara, Shivraj, so on and so forth. In the past 1 year, it has actually gone back on that formula. It has reversed that formula.
That's
No Shivraj Singh Chauhan.
I mean, are we saying that Bihar is sui generis? Manisha, some say Bihar is in UP. Let's assume UP. You've got Akhilesh Yadav's government is not seen as credible as a Nitish Kumar's government.
In UP,
No,
the
just a
person,
minute.
just a moment, the person
Yes.
to beat is going to be Mayawati, in my opinion.
Okay, so your person to beat is going to be Mayawati. Do you believe they'll need a local leadership BJP to beat Mayawati, or is it Modi
sir.
versus Mayawati?
No, I think
local
certainly will,
leadership.
because Mayawati also gets some of the votes Modi gets.
That's an interesting way.
The middle class will
Manisha.
move on.
No, now
Yes.
that I can be more open about what I've seen on the ground, the
Yes.
campaign of the BJP in Bihar needed to be more plural, just the focus on one face. Look at the fact that
And
in
also
Jahanabad-
Amit Shah's face. Let
and-
me say it now. I've been waiting
Yes,
to say
exactly.
this. You cannot have a
Jahanabad-
poster with, you know what my driver said? Sir, ye
Shakurpur.
kaun hai?
ये कौन है?
ये
In
कौन है? ये तो
Shakurpur-
गुजराती है.
In Shakurpur Bazaar, which is the Arwal center, I see a poster with Mr. Narendra Modi and Mr. Amit Shah. It's the BJP regional karyakarta that comes up to me and tells me कि ये देखिए ये photo है.
You know,
And they tell me they couldn't even get a Kailash
GVL,
Mishra's photograph.
no, GVL, please tell me. No, GVL, just tell me. All the posters in
Kailash Mishra,
Patna
for
had
example. What
equal
was wrong
space
with
for
your
Modi and
leaders?
Amit Shah ji. Now, Amit Shah is a very good election strategist, but is he a face? And the question therefore was, what about poor Sushil Modi? Suddenly in the last phase, you had to bring in local leaders on those posters. So you need local leadership. How long are you going to rely on poor old Narendra Modi's charisma?
Rajdeep, a prime minister has delivered even this election. I think I want to contradict what you're saying. I think it's because of prime minister's appeal
Yes.
that we have put up a creditable performance and emerged as the single largest party.
Yes.
That does not take away the importance of the state level leadership in states where we already have a very popular local leaders,
No,
be it in
we'll
Madhya
get Rita.
Pradesh, Shivraj Singh Chauhan, they will continue to be the faces for the party. And in other states, I think even in Bihar,
Yes.
Mr. Sushil Kumar Modi is the most prominent leader who commands the party in the
Exactly,
state.
but you didn't put him even on your poster. You didn't put him on your poster.
No, that's wrong.
I saw-
That's wrong.
He was
There are
hardly on
as
any
many
posters.
There are as many posters where we had state leaders as the number of posters that we had for the Prime Minister.
Okay.
I think there are number of places where local leadership,
Okay,
we
I'm
didn't
gonna-
want to present one leader.
I
We wanted
want to go to
present
my colleague
a
Rahul
mosaic.
Kanwar. Rahul is on the top of an OB van, but before that, Rita Bahuguna Joshi, a quick question, then I'll go to Rahul. Would you concede, Rita Bahuguna Joshi, that this is a victory purely of a man called Nitish Kumar, who has built an image as a Sushasan Babu, or a man committed to development, and of Lalu Prasad, who has built a caste block over 25 years. The Congress party has ridden piggyback on this. Would you concede that or not today?
We accept this with all humility as a victory of the progressive alliance that was put up by the Congress, the RJD and the JDU. And it is also a mandate for inclusive politics. It is a rejection of communalism or communal politics or the politics of money and arrogance that was displayed by the Bharatiya Janata Party. They spent thousands of crores. They put in all RSS workers, lakhs of them. They you know, communal issues in the election.
Ma'am, no bhashan now.
And Nitish
No,
Kumar,
ma'am, please. Ma'am, you are seeing everything wrong about the BJP suddenly.
For inclusive governance and for the leadership of Mr. Nitish Kumar in Bihar.
Okay, I'm glad you didn't mention Rahul Gandhi. I'm glad you didn't mention Rahul Gandhi. You mentioned Nitish Kumar. I'm glad.
I said Congress.
Okay, Congress. Okay.
It's a victory for the alliance.
In my view, this is a victory for Sushashan Babu. As I call it, Sushashan Babu. I keep getting it wrong. But Rahul, take it away there. You're on the top of an OB van. I hope you're away from all those screaming supporters of either side. But what is the sense? You know, is there a worry now, the return of Lalu? One thing that Biharis, I know, worry about is what will Lalu back in government be like this time? You know, this is the fourth coming of this man. So how are people seeing that on the ground there, Rahul?
The first and the most visible manifestation are the traffic jams in front of the RJD office. Right behind where we are, where RJD workers have taken over the streets. They're out in their big sumos, they're out in their motorcycles, they've taken over their streets, they're dancing. And let me show you the desolate BJP office. Right behind us is the BJP office. All the OB vans are clearing out from there. The leaders are not coming now. When the cameras are off, they're cursing their party leadership and they're very unhappy with the way things are. Even the crowds which were watching that big screen, watching the elections, they've been told that the match is over, they can go back home. Sushashan Babu, Nitish Kumar has won. So the big traffic jam in front of the RJD office, possibly an harbinger of the kind of things to come. We've been seeing Lalu Yadav very, very closely during this campaign, and the reality is he's been a very different avatar. When I was traveling with him during the campaign, he said, "Hum badal gaye, we've learned lots of lessons. You know, when we got power the first time, it was also new. There were several things I did which we would have liked to do differently." However, the question is, now that they're in power, will all that stay? Or will the previous boisterous, aggressive, noisy avatar of the RJD worker come out? We saw some fascinating scenes of how all the JDU workers marched. They danced outside the BJP office. They were absolutely thrilled. This is something that's been building up in their hearts for a very long time. They were looking forward to this opportunity. The BJP people I was speaking to were saying, "Yab laddu aa gaye, inka kya kare?" Then maybe they're thinking they'll consume them over Diwali, but till then those laddus and the patakas need to be put away. The RJD, JDU workers are going around looking, and I tell you, the smartest guy in Patna is the firecracker vendor who was earlier in front of the BJP office but has quickly and smartly moved right outside the RJD offices. He says, "Ab yahin pe bikri hogi." He's outside.
Rahul, I just want to go to Pawan Verma. I'm going to stop Rahul for a moment. You know, Rahul, that is Bihari Jugaad, and you're at a brilliant location. Pawan Verma, smile. For 6 weeks I have been telling you to smile. Now today at least smile. Broader. Don't be a diplomat today. You've been a diplomat all your life. Smile a bit. Ah, that's nice.
I'm smiling, Rajdeep, but it's a genuine smile right from the bottom of my heart.
What do you think? What are you going to? Who are you giving this victory to? Nitish, Lalu, Rahul, people of Bihar, who win?
No, Rajdeep, let me answer this question seriously. I believe it's a victory for an alternative form of politics. I've been saying this for a long time. There is a word in Hindi called another vimarsh, another kind of politics. And it's very simple, a politics which emphasizes good governance but delivers, which takes economic development with social justice, and which emphasizes that this must happen in an atmosphere of religious and social harmony, so essential for India. That is the beginning of this alternative politics, and the message of Bihar will reverberate across India.
Okay, you know, but Pawan Verma, are you worried what lies ahead? Yogendra Yadav will be joining us later today, said something interesting to me a few weeks ago. He said whoever wins Bihar loses. And one of the fears is that with Lalu back, one of your big challenges will be to deal with him. Will he get deputy chief ministership? Will he get prize portfolios? How much can Nitish exercise control on this government with Lalu sniping at his heels?
You know, Rajdeep, I want to say to you, there's a sequence to these doubting Thomases.
Yes.
When we came together, the BJP said we can never survive together. When there was the question of choice of chief minister, they said the Gathbandhan will break. That happened seamlessly. When there was a question of division of seats, they said it will not happen. Now when we are going to form the government, they say there are going to be problem. Can you hear me, Rajdeep?
I can.
Rajdeep, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
I can.
Now let me tell you.
Yes.
People make a mistake.
Yes.
They see Lalu Prasad ji only in the prism of what was his alleged profile 10 years ago. Lalu Prasad ji with Nitish Kumar as chief minister, it is my prediction that an effective and stable government will work. Nitish Kumar is an exceptionally effective chief minister.
So if Lalu asks for a police officer to be transferred, if Lalu Prasad rings up the Home Minister, says transfer a police officer, Nitish will say no? Are you giving me that guarantee?
I want to give you an answer to this. In fact, I will tell you what has happened for the last 10 months, Rajdeep. We are a minority government here. We have been running with the support of the RJD. That support has been critical. There is not one instance in which Mr. Lalu Prasad ji has tried to intervene in any matter of law and order. So half these allegations are based on some prejudice of the past. But the fact of the matter is that when the Mahagathbandhan was formed,
yes,
with Nitish Kumar as the chief minister and Mr. Lalu Prasad as a strong pillar of support as part of this, there will be no problem in running this government, I can assure you.
Ajit, are you as sanguine as Pawan Verma is that Lalu is a changed man, that he will not pick up the phone and say, DM ko transfer karo?
At this moment, I would say yes. At this moment,
Changed man?
Yes, I would. I would say at this moment, it's like a Sholay starrer. Dharmender and Amitabh Bachchan, 62-62. They had put 100 seats. They had got 62-62. Number one. Number two. I think, it's a great alliance in many ways, which has come back after a long time. Don't forget, in 1990, when Lalu came to power, it was Lalu Nitish together. It was only in 1993 that the alliance broke.
Will Lalu be a changed man? Is the question I asked you.
Lalu is not contesting. Lalu hasn't won. Lalu's sons are still in trouble. Lalu will focus on Delhi. Nitish will continue as the chief minister in Bihar.
Is everyone so sanguine about Lalu Prasad on this table that he will not change?
The transfer list for the Darogas must be already ready.
He's already there. So you're cynical. You're much more skeptical.
Already ready.
You're much more skeptical. Yes, Ashok.
See, Lalu will continue to be difficult.
No analyst,
having
no
said
analyst
that,
rests in glory.
Having said that, if Nitish won't listen, there will be a problem.
Yes.
Let me give a contrarian view.
Yes.
On both Lalu, Nitish, etc. Look, everybody recognizes the importance of this election.
Yes.
They cannot, the very fact that they came together, sworn enemies, they cannot go back to the old times. So therefore, I think he'll be a very chastened, very responsible figure. The other thing that they will realize, as well as the opposition around the country will realize, that the BJP on its own finds it very, very difficult, if not impossible, to get, other than in Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan, to get beyond 35% of the vote. That's what every opposition leader in the country will be looking at.
That's an interesting point.
35% is the max they get, other than these two states.
So therefore I align. Therefore I come together and that is my
it's
best
a changed
chance.
world.
But let's be clear. Mr. Modi is India's Neta number one. We can look. This is a state election. He's lost.
Neta number one.
You believe was?
And that is now going to be brought into question.
Okay. Look at what happened in Delhi and he's had a bad 2015.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that he's still not India's Neta number one. Would you concede that? Look at Assam. Every indication next year BJP will win Assam. Congress is
and they lose the other three states.
That's what we said about Bihar a year ago.
Yes.
The thing is that let's not predict Assam right now.
Okay.
We don't know what will happen.
Okay, I'm not predicting Assam.
On a national level, if one were to do tick boxes,
yes,
I think Modi will still be number one. Electorally, however, when people come together to vote, Modi may not be number one, because I think the lessons of Bihar will be transferred very quickly across the country. That's one. That's the first point. The second point is that while I think Lalu will hold himself back in Bihar, that may be different in the center, because I feel, I'm not in the innards of politics, but I believe that Lalu and Sonia have a certain personal equation.
That's right, they do.
And if they do have the personal equation, I can see them, getting stronger and bolder in Delhi.
Okay, I just want to go, there's some
I
breaking
just want
news,
to add.
just some breaking news which is coming. BJP's ally, and I'll get you Ashok on this. BJP's ally in Maharashtra, the Shiv Sena has hit out at Narendra Modi. This is what they've said: Modi's arrogance has cost us the election in Bihar. This is what Sanjay Raut, who edits the Samna when he's not doing politics, says. PM should have spoken politely. Modi's arrogance has cost this election in Bihar, is what Sanjay Raut of the Shiv Sena has said. Listen in and I'll get you to respond to that, Ashok. Okay, so Sanjay Raut, the first voice of dissent among the allies. Is there something, Ashok, to this? The arrogance of Narendra Modi. Are they just sniping at a man who's had an electoral defeat? Or do you believe there's something more to this? That these voices now, dormant voices, will now start speaking out. Sanjay Raut speaks earlier, but maybe BJP voices will.
This is a tectonic election. Okay, we have to recognize.
This is a tectonic election.
The road from 2014 is now over. The long road to 2019 has actually begun.
Yeah.
Okay, so you will have Mr. Modi facing challenges within his alliance and in the broader opposition. For a start, I expect Nitish Kumar swearing in to be a grand opposition conclave. I expect Sonia Gandhi, Mamata Banerjee, a lot of people to turn up. And there will be a momentum leading right into the winter session of Parliament.
Okay,
so he is headed for a much tougher period from now.
And within his party, I think a lot more voices will begin to say that this kind of a monoculture may not be the best route. A lot more of the BJP chief ministers, for example, should have been campaigning in a state election to show that the BJP does have a development model. Ultimately, they do have a...
Point taken. Let me take a break and I'll come back to you all in a moment, because we've got a BJP leader also joining us. Our LJP leader. LJP, they make their distinction. Sorry. LJP.
We are part of the NDA.
Part of the NDA. NDA leader. LJP, Sanjay Saraf will tell us where they stand at the moment. I'll come to you, sir, in a moment. Let me take...